interested in basically protecting a global elite, and they see themselves as guardians of global welfare rather than guardians of the welfare of the British people. And I think that's quite clear. So we ended up with, as you say, this lack of truthfulness from the establishment. Almost every organ of the establishment let down the most vulnerable people in our society, the white underage working class girls who were being systematically raped and abused. I think it's linked to county lines drugs. Obviously, there's some deeply criminal elements to it. So in a way, it's a dangerous thing to take on. But it, I think, did require the truth. And I think I have now moved the Overton window, as they call it, in that respect. But the problem is we're fighting this vast machine, and I think it includes the judiciary, obviously the police. It includes almost every element of the British state, who, as you say, just simply don't want to confront the truth for whatever reason. I think in the rape gang situation, the reason for it is that they didn't want to be called racist. I think they equally do embrace this vision of a sort of multicultural world which puts at risk the nation state and the things that a lot of British people hold very dear, and indeed the things that have been our great protection.
Let me just take that point and push it a little harder. If I were called upon to give an analysis of what has gone wrong since Tony Blair, it would be exactly that point, that we've lost any sense that the first duty of the British government is to the British people, that there is such a thing as the national interest, that there is such a thing as the interest of the British people, and it is distinct from any other people. This is not selfishness. This is simply what the state exists to do. I mean, one of the great problems, I think, is partly the leftover from the very last days of empire, the last days of liberal empire. So many of the people, on the wet left of the Conservative Party have either got a military background or a background in families in colonial administration. This idea that the empire existed to look after the natives, this extraordinary view. And I think that has then elided into the whole world of human rights. Again, human rights sounding lovely, but what human rights are founded on is the idea that the nation state is actually, if at all welcome, a merely conditional, transitional arrangement, that all human beings are fundamentally the same. That, in other words, nations really don't matter,